Even if you've watched many videos about Stoicism, I want to assure you that this one is special. It explores ideas and perspectives you almost never see elsewhere. So pay close attention, because here you will find great treasures of wisdom. Let's discover together 50 Stoic principles that can change the way you see life. Don't miss this chance. Control your emotions and begin a journey of self-discovery. Principle 1. Learn to distinguish what you can control. The Stoics, like Epicurus, teach us to think about what we can really change in our lives. Modern science shows that worrying about things outside of our control can cause a lot of stress and anxiety, damaging our mental health. Epicurus said, "Do not wait for things to happen as you wish, accept them as they are." This lesson, although simple, is full of wisdom. Instead of worrying about trying to change what we cannot, we should focus on our own actions and choices, which are within our control. Imagine you are stuck in a traffic jam. You can get angry, honk your horn and complain, but it won't make the traffic move faster. However, you can choose to listen to music you like, an interesting podcast, or use this time to think about your day. By shifting your focus to what you can control, you turn a frustrating situation into something positive. This principle also applies to relationships. We cannot control the actions or emotions of others, but we can control how we react to them. If someone acts rudely, we can choose not to let it get to us, maintaining our inner peace and responding calmly and kindly. In this way, we preserve our tranquility and positively influence the environment around us. In personal goals and ambitions, this principle guides us to focus on the concrete actions we can take. If you want to achieve a goal like learning a new language, focus on what you can do daily. Study, practice, and engage with the related culture. Don't worry too much about the obstacles that may arise, but remain firm in the actions that are within your reach. This approach helps us maintain a healthy, balanced perspective. By accepting that we cannot control everything, we take unnecessary weight off our minds. We start to live more serenely, focusing our energy on the things we can really change. Adopting this Stoic principle allows us to live more fully and contentedly. We learn to navigate life's uncertainties with grace and resilience, focusing on what is within our reach and accepting what is not. This is a path to a more peaceful and meaningful life, where our choices and actions reflect our true power and capacity for transformation. Principle 2. Virtue as a guide. For the Stoics, virtue was the basis of a truly happy life. They believed that true satisfaction and inner peace can only be achieved when we live in accordance with our virtues. Modern positive psychology reinforces this idea, suggesting that seeking and cultivating our personal virtues can greatly increase our well-being and happiness. Seneca reminds us, "The wise man is content to be wise, neither more nor less." This quote underscores the importance of living authentically, centered on our own values and principles, rather than constantly seeking the approval of others. In a world where we are often pressured to meet external expectations, this message is a powerful reminder to stay true to ourselves. Imagine a person who values honesty above all else. Even when it's tempting to lie to avoid problems or gain an advantage, she chooses the truth because it resonates with her values. This commitment to virtue not only strengthens your integrity, but also builds trust and respect in your relationships. Virtue, in this case, serves as an infallible guide for your actions, leading to a more harmonious and authentic life. Another example can be seen in the virtue of courage. Facing challenges and adversities bravely, even when fear is present, is a testament to living in accordance with this virtue. A person who cultivates courage does not avoid difficulties, but faces them head-on, knowing that personal growth and true fulfillment lie on the other side of fear. This approach strengthens your resilience and gives you a sense of achievement that goes beyond mere external victories. The virtue of empathy is equally vital. In a world often marked by indifference and selfishness, being able to put yourself in someone else's shoes and act with compassion is a true demonstration of virtue. People who practice empathy build deeper, more meaningful connections with others, creating an environment of support and mutual understanding. Not only does this enrich their lives, but it also has a positive impact on the community around them. Therefore, living according to our virtues means making decisions based on our deepest principles, regardless of external circumstances. When we align our actions with our values, we experience a sense of wholeness and completeness that cannot be shaken by the fluctuations of the outside world. Principle 3. The power of self-discipline. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, reminds us that self-discipline is essential to achieving true freedom. He said, "No one is free if his mind is not like that of a master," highlighting that our freedom depends on how we control our impulses and desires. Modern psychology agrees, showing that self-discipline is linked to success in several areas of life, such as academic performance, physical and mental health, and the achievement of personal and professional goals. When we can control our impulses and resist momentary temptations, we can achieve more important and lasting achievements. Imagine a student who, instead of watching a TV series, chooses to study for an important test. This choice, repeated consistently, leads to better grades and opens doors to future opportunities. The same goes for a professional who, instead of postponing his tasks, dedicates himself to completing his work with excellence. Self-discipline not only improves productivity, but also builds a reputation for reliability and competence. Self-discipline is also crucial to taking care of our physical and mental health. Think about someone who decides to follow a healthy diet and exercise regimen. The willpower required to maintain these habits, especially in a world full of temptations, results in long-term benefits such as more energy, better mental health, and a longer, healthier life. Furthermore, self-discipline helps us deal with our emotions and impulsive reactions. In moments of anger or frustration, being able to control our reactions avoids unnecessary conflicts and maintains harmonious relationships. For example, a person who practices self-discipline may choose to take a deep breath and respond calmly, rather than react impulsively during a heated argument. This controlled responsibility greatly improves the quality of our daily interactions. Epictetus taught us that true freedom is not the absence of restrictions, but rather the ability to govern ourselves so that we can live in accordance with our values and goals. When we free ourselves from our momentary desires, we gain the ability to direct our lives towards what really matters. This inner freedom is the key to a full and happy life. Fourth principle, the transience of life. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, teaches us to think about how everything in life is temporary. He reminds us that everything is temporary and we must accept it calmly. This principle helps us value each moment, knowing that both good and bad times will pass. "Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth," said Marco Aurelio, showing us that our vision of reality is limited and personal. The psychology of wisdom agrees, showing that when we think long-term, we worry less about superficial things and focus on what really matters. When we recognize that life is impermanent, we are better able to appreciate the small joys of everyday life and live with gratitude for the present. Think, for example, of a sunset. Knowing that the moment is brief makes us appreciate its colors and beauty more, instead of regretting that it will end. Accepting that everything passes also helps us deal with problems. When we face challenges, remembering that this too shall pass can give us strength and perspective. If we are going through a difficult phase at work or in our personal life, understanding that this situation will not last forever gives us the courage to continue and the wisdom to find solutions without despair. Furthermore, when we understand that nothing is permanent, we learn to let go of what we cannot control. This includes negative emotions, resentments, and regrets. By realizing that nothing lasts forever, we can free our minds from the chains of the past and worries about the future. This allows us to live more fully in the present, cultivating inner peace and acceptance. Transience also teaches us to value relationships. When we understand that the people we love will not always be with us, we are motivated to express our love and appreciation more openly and frequently. A simple "I love you" or "thank you" takes on a deep meaning when we know that the moments shared are finite. Marcus Aurelius challenges us to see beyond the surface and recognize that our vision is only a part of the greater truth. This humility in our outlook makes us more understanding and compassionate towards others, knowing that everyone is living their own version of reality. This understanding unites us in our common human experience, promoting empathy and mutual respect. Fifth principle, practice empathy. The Stoics, with their ancient wisdom, taught that empathy is essential for good relationships. Being empathetic strengthens our connections with others and improves our lives, making us better people. Epictetus, a famous Stoic philosopher, encourages us to understand the feelings of others, saying, "First, tell yourself what you want to be, and then do what you need to do." Modern psychology agrees, showing that empathy improves our social interactions and makes us happier. When we practice empathy, we open our hearts and minds to truly understand what others are going through. This allows us to respond with kindness and true support, creating stronger bonds and a sense of community. Imagine a co-worker is having a rough day. Instead of ignoring, you reach out and offer help. By listening carefully and showing that you care, you not only alleviate their suffering but also build trust and respect. This act of empathy can transform a cold work environment into a more welcoming and cooperative place. Being empathetic also helps us resolve conflicts. When we can see things from other people's points of view, it is easier to find solutions that are good for everyone. Rather than insisting on being right, empathy helps us seek common understanding and work together. This reduces tension and creates a more harmonious environment. Furthermore, empathy makes us more aware of the injustices around us. When we put ourselves in the shoes of those who are suffering, we feel the desire to help. This can be done through volunteering, advocating for social causes, or simply offering a shoulder to lean on. Empathy motivates us to make the world more fair and kind. Practicing empathy is also good for us. Studies show that empathetic people are happier and more satisfied with their lives. Connecting deeply with others gives us a sense of purpose and fulfillment. Empathy helps us better understand ourselves and others, enriching our lives in ways that go beyond material things. Principle 6. Choose your answer. Inspired by the teachings of the Stoics, Viktor Frankl showed that even in the most difficult moments, we can choose how to react. He said, "Between the stimulus and the response, there is a space. In that space lies our power to choose our response." It reminds us that even when we face problems, we can decide how to respond. Imagine a difficult situation, such as losing your job or having health problems. It's normal to feel sad and discouraged, but you can still choose how to react. You can give in to despair, or you can face the situation with courage and determination. Having that choice is one of life's greatest blessings. It helps us find meaning even in the most difficult times. When we realize that we can choose our response, we are able to act with intention rather than reacting impulsively. Understanding this makes us feel less powerless in the face of problems. Although we cannot control what happens, we can always control our reaction. This means that we are responsible for our own destiny. We can choose to be resilient, look for creative solutions, and learn valuable lessons even in difficult situations. Furthermore, by practicing this choice, we become more self-confident. We are no longer hostages to circumstances. We become the masters of our own destiny. This sense of control helps us pursue our goals with determination, knowing that we can overcome any obstacle that comes our way. 7th principle, embrace simplicity. The Stoics, like Seneca, teach us that simplicity is a key to finding inner peace in a busy world. Observing the lives of Seneca and other Stoics, we see that they valued the essential and avoided excess. Today, minimalism, which follows the Stoic principles of simplicity, is very popular. Studies show that having less stuff can make us happier and clearer-minded. This does not mean living with deprivation, but rather understanding the true value of the things we have and seeking a more meaningful life, free from excess. By embracing simplicity, we begin to reflect on what really matters. In a world full of stimuli and distractions, simplicity emerges as a powerful antidote to anxiety and stress. It's as if we free ourselves from the chaos of modern life, finding a way back to what's essential. This practice invites us to eliminate the unnecessary and reconnect with what is truly valuable. Seneca, in his timeless wisdom, reminds us, "It is not because things are difficult that we dare not try. It is because we dare not try that they are difficult." These words challenge us to overcome our fears and hesitations in simplifying our lives, revealing that it is often our own fears that create the difficulties. By simplifying our lives, we begin to realize that the benefits of this approach far outweigh the initial challenges. Each step toward simplicity offers us renewed clarity, allowing us to focus on what really matters. We discovered that simplicity is not just a renunciation of excess, but a celebration of what is essential and meaningful. Imagine waking up to an environment devoid of clutter, where every item has a purpose and every activity is performed with intention. Simplicity allows us to live more attentively, appreciating the little things that often go unnoticed. A family dinner, a walk outdoors, moments of silence and reflection. All of this takes on a new shine when we move away from unnecessary complexity. Overcoming the fear of simplifying is actually liberating. It's like removing layers of weight that we carry without realizing it, finding lightness and peace. Practicing simplicity challenges us to redefine success and happiness, not in terms of accumulation, but of appreciation. As we venture down this path, we discover that life becomes richer and more meaningful, where every moment is valued and every action is done with awareness. Seneca encourages us to dare to simplify, to face our fears, and to discover the true essence of life. As we step away from the noise and confusion, we find a stillness that strengthens and guides us. Simplicity teaches us that true wealth is not in possessions, but in peace of mind and clarity of purpose. Ultimately, it is a journey of returning to our most authentic selves, where we can live with more freedom, joy, and meaning. Eighth principle, the value of reflection. Marcus Aurelius, with his profound Stoic wisdom, teaches us that reflection is a powerful tool for self-knowledge and personal growth. According to him, nothing happens to a man that he is not prepared by nature to bear, highlighting that within us lies the innate ability to deal with the challenges that life presents to us. Reflecting is more than just thinking. It is an active process of inner inquiry. When we take time to examine our thoughts, emotions, and actions, we open a window to better understand who we are and how we interact with the world around us. This practice not only helps us discern what we truly value, but also empowers us to make decisions that align with our deepest principles and aspirations. In addition to the benefits for self-knowledge, reflection has proven positive impacts on our mental health. Studies indicate that it can significantly reduce stress, anxiety, and promote greater emotional well-being. By taking quiet moments to ponder our experiences, we allow our minds to calm down and find balance, even in challenging situations. Imagine sitting by a peaceful lake at sunset, gazing at the serene waters reflecting the colors of the sky. This peaceful setting is metaphorical for the state of being that reflection provides us. A moment of pause where we can digest what we have experienced, learn from our journeys, and nurture our inner growth. The regular practice of reflection does not require complex techniques. It can be as simple as taking a few minutes before bed to review the day, or setting aside a quiet moment during a morning walk to ponder our goals. Marcus Aurelius teaches us that reflection is a personal journey of self-discovery and continuous growth, where we find not only answers, but also new questions that push us towards the best version of ourselves. Thus, by embracing the Stoic wisdom of reflection, we discover a path to living with more clarity, purpose, and emotional balance. It is an invitation to explore the interior of our mind, where the keys to a more conscious and fulfilling life lie. Principle 9. Willingness to change. Epictetus, with his Stoic wisdom, reminds us of the importance of adapting and having the courage to change in the face of difficulties. He encourages us to look inside ourselves and find the strength we need to face the changes that happen in life. Epictetus said, "What matters is not what happens to you, but how you react to it." With this phrase, he reminds us of the importance of our way of thinking and our ability to choose. Even though we can't control every situation we face, we can control how we respond to them. This idea is very powerful and is also valued in modern psychology, especially positive psychology, which highlights the importance of having a strong mind capable of adapting. Being willing to change means accepting the things we cannot change and having the courage to change the things we can. This requires us to know who we are, to be humble and determined. It means recognizing our weaknesses and limitations, but also recognizing our potential and our ability to grow. When we adopt an attitude of openness to change, we free ourselves from fear and resistance. Instead of feeling trapped or defeated by circumstances, We become active agents in our own transformation. Changing our perspective and being willing to act allows us to face life's challenges with more strength, wisdom, and control over what happens to us. 10th principle, the importance of the present moment. The ancient Stoics left us a valuable legacy by teaching us to value every moment we live. For them, the present is where our lives really happen, and wasting this special moment is wasting the very essence of life. This ancient wisdom still resonates today, especially in the psychology of mindfulness, which confirms that being fully present increases our happiness and well-being. Marcus Aurelius, philosopher-emperor of Rome, gave us a deeply inspiring reflection. Don't waste any more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. This phrase invites us to act in line with our values and principles, here and now, instead of just debating theoretically about what is right. The 10th Stoic principle calls us to delve deeply into the present moment, to appreciate every experience, every sensation, and every emotion that comes our way. It reminds us that the past is gone, the future is uncertain, and the present is all we truly possess. Therefore, we must focus our attention and energy on the here and now. When we practice the art of living fully in the present moment, we cultivate a deep gratitude for life and everything it gives us. We leave behind worries about what has already happened and anxieties about what is to come, surrendering ourselves completely to the natural flow of life. This allows us to accept each moment with calm and wisdom, finding inner peace and a renewed sense of connection with the universe around us. 11th principle, gratitude as a pillar. The Stoics' teachings on gratitude resonate as a beacon of wisdom in the search for a fulfilling life. They understood that cultivating a grateful heart not only elevates our happiness, but also strengthens our mental and emotional health. Seneca, one of the illustrious Stoic philosophers, presents us with his profound insight. Life is like a loan that we can use for anything, but we must pay it back one day. This metaphor invites us to reflect on the preciousness of life and the need to recognize and value the daily blessings we receive. Practicing gratitude goes beyond simply counting our blessings. It also involves recognizing the challenges and obstacles we face. It is these challenges that shape us, strengthen our character, and enable us to grow and evolve as individuals. It is through overcoming adversity that we discover our true inner strength. By incorporating gratitude into our journey, we develop a more positive and resilient outlook on the world around us. We learn to see the small joys clearly, to value the simple moments, and to nurture the relationships that give meaning to our existence. In short, gratitude, according to the Stoics, is not just a passing emotion, but a solid foundation for a life well lived. It allows us to navigate the turbulent waters of life with serenity and appreciation, recognizing that each day is a gift to be celebrated, and each challenge an opportunity for personal growth. Principle 12. Embracing vulnerability. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, invites us to face our vulnerability as an intrinsic part of the human condition. He reminds us that it is not only normal, but also crucial to recognize our weaknesses and limitations for our personal and emotional growth. Studies in modern psychology corroborate this view, demonstrating that self-acceptance is fundamental to reducing anxiety and sadness. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we escape the pressure to be perfect all the time and create space for more genuine connection with ourselves and others. Epictetus offers us profound wisdom when he states, "If you want to improve, be willing to be considered foolish and ignorant about external matters." This maxim challenges us to abandon the relentless pursuit of outer perfection and focus our efforts on developing a deeper understanding of ourselves. Accepting our imperfections and limitations is not a sign of weakness, but of courage and authenticity. By embracing our vulnerability, we allow ourselves to be truly human, with all our flaws and quirks. It frees us from the weight of unrealistic expectations and empowers us to live with lightness and inner peace, navigating life with acceptance and compassion for ourselves and others. Principle 13. Community matters. The Stoics understood the value of relationships and connecting with others. Modern social studies confirm this view, showing that strong social ties are directly linked to happiness and even long life. Seneca, one of the great Stoic thinkers, shared a profound perspective on the importance of community when he said, "No one possesses all wisdom. Wisdom belongs to us all." This phrase highlights that each person has a unique set of knowledge and experiences, and by sharing them, we enrich not only our own lives, but also the lives of those around us. In community, we find collaboration and mutual support, essential to strengthening our ability to face life's challenges. By connecting with others, we build meaningful relationships that sustain us in difficult times and inspire us in times of joy. It reminds us of the importance of cultivating and nurturing our relationships with others. In doing so, we not only strengthen the bonds that bind us together, but we also create an environment where everyone has the chance to grow and thrive together. Principle 14, moderation in all things. The principle of moderation, so valued by Stoic philosophers, resonates deeply with contemporary scientific wisdom about balance in life. Modern psychological studies consistently highlight that moderating our habits and behaviors is essential not only for promoting physical health, but also for mental well-being. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic masters, left us timeless advice. Don't desire what you don't have. Be grateful for what you have. These simple words echo the importance of cultivating gratitude for our current circumstances and possessions, rather than giving in to the incessant desire for more. Adopting an attitude of moderation is not just about avoiding excesses, but about finding a balance that allows us to live in harmony with ourselves and the world around us. When we practice moderation, we avoid extremes that can lead to stress, anxiety, and even physical problems. Instead, we discover a state of balance that enables us to fully enjoy life without becoming consumed by harmful impulses or excesses. It is a path to a more serene and satisfying existence, where we find contentment, not in the endless search for more, but in the appreciation of what we already have and in the conscious management of our desires and actions. Principle 15, serenity in adversity. The Stoics advocate serenity in the face of difficulties, a philosophy that has its roots in ancient wisdom but remains very important today. The psychology of resilience, a modern field of study, highlights the importance of this attitude, showing that remaining calm and serene in difficulties can change the way we face problems. Marcus Aurelius, one of the best-known Stoic philosophers, said something very wise. Adversity is the test of man. Only when he is tested in adversity can he know himself. When we face challenges calmly, we are not just trying to get through life's difficulties. We are using these experiences as opportunities to grow and improve. Calmness helps us think clearly, make more rational decisions, and find creative solutions to problems. Instead of giving in to panic or despair, we learn to see each obstacle as a chance to strengthen our character and determination. Imagine a sailor in a rough sea. If he panics, not only does he risk sinking, but he also loses the chance to show his skill and courage. But if he stays calm, he can navigate the turbulent waters and in the process become a more experienced and confident captain. Likewise, when we remain calm in the face of adversity, we become stronger and capable of facing future difficulties with more confidence. Additionally, serenity helps us maintain perspective. Many times, problems seem bigger than they really are because we are emotionally agitated. When we face challenges with a calm mind, we are able to see the situation in a more balanced and fair way. This not only helps us solve problems more effectively, but also maintains our emotional well-being. Principle 16, simplicity as elegance. Stoic philosophy teaches that simplicity brings elegance and clarity. This minimalist way encourages us to focus on what is essential and eliminate what is unnecessary, bringing peace and harmony to our lives. Design psychology agrees with this, showing how a simple environment and life can increase our creativity and productivity. When our spaces are organized, our mind feels freer to have new ideas and find solutions. Epicurus reminds us, things are as they are, and not as we should name them. This idea encourages us to accept reality directly and honestly, without complicating it with excessive expectations and interpretations. Simplifying our lives allows us to focus on what really matters, be it our relationships, our projects, or our personal well-being. Imagine a tidy work table where everything has its place. Now, think of a table full of papers, pens, and things scattered around. The first table helps with mental clarity and focus, while the second can cause distraction and stress. Likewise, a simple life helps us find beauty and elegance in functionality and order. Simplicity also teaches us to value small but significant things. A smile, a moment of silence, a book read under a tree. These are the simple experiences that often go unnoticed in the hustle and bustle of modern life. When we embrace simplicity, we begin to see and appreciate those small joys that bring a deep sense of contentment and happiness. Furthermore, simplicity can improve our relationships with others. By removing complexity and pretense, we become more authentic and transparent. Our connections become more genuine and deeper, based on true mutual understanding. Principle 17. Firmness in difficulty. The Stoics, like Seneca, taught that facing difficulties can be a chance to become stronger. This philosophy tells us that difficult times are tests that reveal and develop our true capacity for resilience and courage. The psychology of resilience suggests that facing challenges not only makes us stronger, but also builds our ability to better deal with future emotional difficulties. Seneca said, "Don't complain about your life. If you can improve it, do so. If not, accept your fate." These words invite us to be active in the face of problems. Instead of complaining or lamenting, we should act when possible, and when not, accept the situation calmly. This attitude can completely change our experience of difficulty, transforming crises into opportunities to learn and grow. Imagine a tree during a storm. Strong winds can break branches and tear leaves, but the tree's roots go deeper into the soil in search of stability and strength. Likewise, life's challenges may seem daunting, but it is in these moments that we find the chance to grow and become stronger from within. Facing difficulties with determination and courage helps us build a solid foundation of self-confidence and resilience. Furthermore, when we overcome adversity, we gain a new perspective on our capabilities and limitations. Each obstacle overcome shows our inner strength and reminds us that we can overcome what seemed impossible before. This renewed confidence not only raises our self-esteem, but also prepares us better for future challenges, with more courage and less fear. Firmness in the face of difficulty also teaches us to be more understanding and empathetic towards others. As we face our own battles, we develop empathy for the struggles of others. This understanding can enrich our relationships and transform us into support for those around us. Principle 18. The importance of listening. Stoics highly value the ability to listen as an essential way to learn and better understand others. They believe that by listening with care and genuine interest, we can capture not only the words spoken, but also the emotions and intentions behind them. Communication psychology highlights how this skill is crucial for improving interpersonal relationships, because attentive listening builds bridges of understanding and trust. Epictetus advised, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can hear twice as much as we speak." This wise advice reminds us of the importance of giving more space to listening than talking. When we listen carefully, we show respect and consideration for others, creating an environment where open and honest dialogue can flourish. Imagine a conversation in which you feel truly heard. Not only are your words understood, but your feelings and concerns are acknowledged. This experience strengthens the connection and generates a feeling of support and validation. Likewise, when we practice attentive listening, we offer others the same feeling of welcome and respect, which enriches our relationships and facilitates more effective communication. The practice of attentive listening also promotes empathy, allowing us to put ourselves in someone else's shoes and understand their perspectives. By listening deeply, we can identify nuances and feelings that might go unnoticed if we were just waiting for our turn to speak. This deeper understanding enables us to respond in more sensitive and appropriate ways, strengthening our interpersonal bonds. Additionally, active listening can provide valuable lessons and insights. Each person we interact with has a unique set of experiences and knowledge. By listening carefully, we have the opportunity to learn from these experiences and expand our own understanding of the world. This enriching exchange not only improves our relationships, but also contributes to our personal growth. Principle 19. Be truthful and honest. Epicurus and the Stoics emphasize how important it is to live a genuine and honest life. For them, we can only find true happiness and inner peace when we live in accordance with our values and true essence. The psychology of authenticity shows that being true to yourself is directly linked to personal satisfaction and well-being. When we live authentically, we experience a sense of fulfillment and purpose. Epictetus reminded us, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is achieved by ignoring the things that are beyond our control. This teaching invites us to focus our energy on what we can control, our actions, thoughts, and honesty. By freeing ourselves from the need to please others or conform to external expectations, we begin to live more authentically. Practicing honesty and authenticity frees us from the mask of hypocrisy and allows us to live with integrity. Imagine the weight that lifts off our shoulders when we no longer have to pretend to be something we're not. Honesty brings us a special freedom where our actions and words are in harmony with our true feelings and thoughts. This not only strengthens our identity, but also creates an environment of trust and respect in our relationships. Being truthful also means accepting our imperfections and vulnerabilities. Sometimes we fear showing who we really are for fear of criticism or rejection. However, true connections are only possible when we genuinely show up. By practicing authenticity, we allow others to truly know us, and in return, we are able to know and value others in their entirety. Additionally, being honest with yourself is crucial for personal growth. When we honestly recognize our strengths and weaknesses, passions and fears, we can make more conscious decisions that are aligned with our goals and values. This clarity guides us toward a fuller, more satisfying life. Principle 20. Managing emotions. The Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, taught the importance of mastering our emotions, understanding that our true power lies in the ability to control our internal reactions. For them, emotions were not something to be stifled, but rather a force that should be understood and managed wisely. Modern emotional psychology supports this idea, highlighting how emotional control can greatly improve our quality of life. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Do not allow your emotions to dominate you. Change your thoughts, and you will change your emotions." This advice reminds us that we have the power to shape our emotional experiences by changing our perspective. By recognizing and re-evaluating our thoughts, we can transform our emotional reactions and thus deal more effectively with challenging situations. Practicing self-awareness is the first step towards emotional control. When we become aware of our emotions, we can identify their causes and how they affect our lives. Imagine being stuck in traffic and feeling irritated by the delay. Instead of letting frustration take over, acknowledge the emotion and question why you are reacting the way you do. Maybe you're worried about a commitment or simply tired. This self-awareness allows you to redirect your thinking, reminding yourself that a small delay won't ruin your day. Controlling our emotions is essential not only for our emotional well-being, but also for making more balanced and conscious decisions. In moments of intense emotion, it is easy to act impulsively, without fully considering our true intentions or values. By mastering our emotions, we gain the ability to pause, reflect, and choose more thoughtful and appropriate responses. This is particularly useful in conflict situations, where calm and clarity can transform a heated discussion into a constructive conversation, allowing us to find mutually satisfactory solutions. In addition to making our social interactions easier, facing challenges calmly strengthens our emotional resilience. Life is full of ups and downs, and dealing with adversity is part of the human journey. However, by controlling our emotions, we can approach these challenges with a clear mind and a calm heart. This enables us to find creative and effective solutions, maintaining our inner peace even in the face of the most challenging circumstances. Marco Aurelio, with his Stoic wisdom, taught us that true strength does not reside in the absence of difficulties, but in the ability to maintain serenity and emotional balance in the face of life's challenges. By cultivating this ability to control our emotions, we not only improve our personal quality of life, but we also inspire and positively influence those around us, creating an environment of tranquility and mutual respect. Principle 21. Wait to be happy. The Stoics valued the idea of delaying gratification as an important way to achieve personal fulfillment and true happiness. They believed that by resisting immediate temptations and waiting for rewards, we could focus on larger, more meaningful goals. The psychology of self-discipline supports this idea, showing how waiting for reward can increase our long-term satisfaction and success. Epicurus said, "Temptation often appears as an immediate opportunity to satisfy a desire." This wisdom reminds us that instant rewards are often fleeting and don't bring the deep satisfaction we seek. Practicing patience and self-control allows us to focus on goals that truly matter and that will bring a lasting sense of accomplishment. Imagine a student who decides to study hard for an exam instead of going out with friends. The temptation to have fun immediately is strong, but by delaying this gratification, the student is investing in a more promising future. When the results arrive and he obtains an excellent grade, the satisfaction is much greater and lasting, as it comes from the recognition of his effort and dedication. Practicing delaying gratification also helps us develop resilience and perseverance. Life presents many challenges and obstacles that often require patience and determination to overcome. By learning to wait and consistently work toward our goals, we become stronger and more capable of facing difficulties. This process teaches us that true reward often comes from the path taken and the personal growth we experience along the way. Additionally, delaying gratification can improve our ability to make wiser, more balanced decisions. When we resist the temptation of immediate gratification, we train our minds to consider the long-term consequences of our actions. This helps us make choices that are more aligned with our values and life goals, resulting in a more harmonious and satisfying existence. Principle 22. The importance of resilience. Resilience, emphasized by the Stoics, is the ability to adapt and recover when we face difficulties. This important ability has been studied in positive psychology, showing how it can change our lives by helping us deal with challenges in a positive and constructive way. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best way to take revenge is to be different from the one who did you wrong." These words inspire us to respond to problems and injustices with dignity and strength, rather than giving way to despair or bitterness. Resilience empowers us to find a way through difficulties, not just surviving, but growing despite them. Developing resilience allows us to face challenges with flexibility and determination. Think of a tree during a storm. It bends in the wind, but does not break. Likewise, when we are resilient, we can adapt to difficult circumstances without losing our essence. This ability to adapt is crucial for weathering life's inevitable storms, from small daily annoyances to major personal crises. Through adversity, we can grow and prosper, becoming stronger and wiser people. Every challenge we face is an opportunity to learn and grow. When we reflect on our difficult experiences, we often find that they taught us valuable lessons about ourselves and life. Resilience helps us see obstacles not as insurmountable barriers, but as stepping stones to personal growth. Furthermore, resilience strengthens our capacity for empathy and compassion. When we go through difficulties, we become more understanding and supportive of the struggles of others. This deep human connection can enrich our relationships and create a network of mutual support that sustains us in difficult times. Practicing resilience also involves maintaining an optimistic outlook. This does not mean ignoring problems, but facing them with the conviction that we can overcome them and emerge stronger in the end. This positive mindset is essential for maintaining motivation and hope, even in the most challenging circumstances. Principle 23. Constant reflection on yourself. The Stoics valued continual self-reflection as an important tool for constantly growing and improving. For them, thinking about what we do and think is crucial to living a good and true life. The psychology that studies self-awareness shows how important it is to understand our behaviors and what motivates us in order to live in accordance with what we value and want. Epicurus said, "See how your words and actions show where you are going." This advice encourages us to stop regularly to think about our daily choices. This gives us deeper insight into how we act and can change if necessary to ensure we are on the right path. Reflecting on ourselves helps us see where we can improve and keeps us moving in the right direction. Imagine ending each day with a quiet moment of reflection. Ask yourself, What did I do today that makes me feel proud? What can I do better tomorrow? These simple questions can tell us a lot about our strengths and weaknesses, showing us the path to continuous improvement. Additionally, constant reflection allows us to recognize and celebrate our progress. Sometimes we're so focused on what we still need to do that we forget to appreciate the small victories along the way. By reflecting regularly, we can see how much we have evolved, which motivates us to continue improving. Practicing reflection also makes us more responsible for our actions. When we commit to thinking about what we do, we take responsibility for what we do and what happens because of it. This helps us make positive changes and live according to what we think is right. Another important benefit of reflection is that it helps us better understand the feelings of others. When we think about how our actions affect others, we become more attentive and careful in our interactions. This improves our relationships and helps us to be more compassionate and fair. Principle 24. Be kind to yourself. Self-compassion, taught by the Stoics, is a powerful practice that is also valued in modern psychology. Seneca told us, "There is no one more unhappy than he who never faces adversity." These words remind us of the importance of treating ourselves with kindness and understanding, especially when we go through difficult times in life. Imagine yourself as a dear friend facing a difficult time. Surely you would offer words of comfort and support, right? Likewise, practicing self-compassion means showing that same kindness and understanding to yourself. Instead of harshly criticizing or judging yourself, you treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer someone you love. Self-compassion does not mean ignoring our mistakes or challenges, but facing them with acceptance and kindness. Instead of blaming yourself for past failures or worrying too much about the future, recognize your humanity and accept your imperfections as a normal part of growing up. Practicing self-compassion helps us develop a healthier, more loving relationship with ourselves. By treating ourselves with kindness and compassion, we strengthen our emotional resilience and self-esteem. This creates a positive cycle where we are better able to face life's challenges with courage and determination. Additionally, self-compassion helps us to be more empathetic and understanding of others. By recognizing our own struggles and vulnerabilities, we become more sensitive to the feelings and difficulties of others. This strengthens our relationships and promotes a culture of mutual support and understanding. Principle 25. The importance of always learning. For the Stoics, continually seeking knowledge and wisdom was not just a practice, it was an essential principle for living a meaningful and virtuous life. Likewise, the modern psychology of lifelong learning reminds us that constantly learning is crucial to enriching our lives and expanding our understanding of the world. Epictetus advised us, "Learn, teach if you can, teach well. If you can't, write, reflect." These words inspire us to remain receptive to the learning process no matter the circumstances. Whether teaching, writing, or reflecting in person, each way of absorbing and sharing knowledge is valuable and enriching. Imagine yourself as a gardener taking care of a plant. Just as plants need water and light to grow, our mind needs knowledge and stimulation to fully develop. By being open to new ideas and experiences, you nourish your mind, allowing it to flourish and reach its true potential. Staying engaged in constant learning not only enriches us intellectually, but also helps us grow as individuals. Each new concept learned, each new skill acquired, transforms us in some way, expanding our worldview and strengthening our ability to adapt to change. Furthermore, continuous learning better prepares us to face life's challenges with confidence and resilience. By acquiring relevant knowledge and skills, we feel more prepared to deal with obstacles that come our way. This enables us to face new challenges with determination and an open mind. The constant search for knowledge connects us to a global community of learners. By sharing our experiences and insights with others, we contribute to a continuous learning cycle that benefits everyone. This dynamic exchange of ideas and perspectives enriches us collectively, creating an environment of mutual growth and discovery. Principle 26. Understanding and caring for others. For the Stoics, cultivating empathy was not just a matter of courtesy. It was fundamental to strengthening interpersonal bonds and building resilient communities. Today, modern psychology confirms how simply putting ourselves in other people's shoes can profoundly transform our daily interactions. Seneca, with his timeless wisdom, reminded us, "Each person is sacred to another person." These words resonate with the core of empathy, honoring the dignity of each individual and the importance of connecting with genuine compassion and respect. Practicing empathy not only broadens our understanding of others' experiences and perspectives, but also nurtures more authentic and enriching relationships. Imagine yourself walking in someone else's shoes. In doing so, you not only share your joys and pains, but you also recognize our common humanity. This exchange of understanding is the basis of healthy relationships, where differences are valued and conflicts are resolved with empathy and mutual understanding. Practicing empathy makes us more sensitive to the needs and feelings of those around us. By being present and open to the experiences of others, we strengthen bonds of trust and friendship that are fundamental to a cohesive community. Furthermore, empathy inspires us to act for the well-being of others. When we put ourselves in others' shoes, we are driven to act with kindness and solidarity, looking for ways to offer support whenever possible. This altruistic impulse not only benefits those who receive our help, but also enriches our own lives, giving them greater purpose and deeper meaning. Principle 27. Mind control. Cultivating a disciplined mind is like tending a garden. Just as we remove weeds to take care of plants, we need to take care of our minds, removing harmful thoughts and cultivating positive, constructive thoughts. This central tenet of Stoicism is also valued in cognitive psychology, which highlights how mental self-regulation is essential for emotional well-being and mental health. Epictetus gave us wise advice: "You become a prisoner of what you cannot control." These words remind us that our thoughts and emotions can dominate us if we don't know how to control them. Practicing mental discipline helps us take control of our mind by consciously deciding where to focus our attention and energy. Imagine your mind as a rough sea. Negative thoughts and incessant worries are like turbulent waves that can drag us away from our inner tranquility. However, by cultivating mental discipline, we learn to calm these waters, finding peace even when we face challenges. This does not mean ignoring or repressing our thoughts and emotions, but rather recognizing them and choosing how to respond consciously. Mental discipline also helps us to have more clarity and concentration. When our mind is constantly wandering or preoccupied with the past or future, we lose our ability to be fully present in the present moment. By cultivating mental discipline, we learn to focus our attention on the here and now, which allows us to experience a greater sense of peace and contentment. Furthermore, mental discipline helps us face life's challenges with more calm and strength. Instead of being dominated by negative thoughts or overwhelming emotions, we learn to respond in a balanced and conscious way. This enables us to deal with life's ups and downs with more dignity and courage. Principle 28. The lesson of adversity. Imagine adversity as a demanding teacher who challenges us to grow and learn even in the face of difficulties. This is the view of the Stoics, such as Marcus Aurelius, who saw adversity not as an obstacle, but as a valuable opportunity to discover more about ourselves and grow as people. Marcus Aurelius, with his enduring wisdom, advised, "Adversity is a man's test. It is only when he faces difficulties that he can truly know himself." These words have a deep meaning, reminding us that it is in the most difficult moments that we discover our true capabilities. Just as a diamond is formed under pressure, we too can emerge stronger and brighter after experiencing the challenges of adversity. The psychology of post-traumatic growth teaches us that by overcoming significant challenges, we not only recover, but we also grow and develop in surprising ways. Just as a tree strengthens its roots in rocky soil, our resilience and wisdom can deepen as we face and overcome life's challenges. Think about a difficult situation you faced in the past. Maybe it was a loss, a failure, or a personal difficult time. Now, reflect on how this experience shaped you and taught you valuable lessons you wouldn't have learned otherwise. Perhaps you discovered a new source of inner strength or developed greater compassion for others. These are the hidden gifts of adversity, waiting to be discovered by those who are willing to learn from them. By adopting a growth mindset in the face of adversity, we turn challenges into opportunities and failures into valuable life lessons. Instead of stopping at obstacles, we see them as steps on our path towards self-knowledge and personal growth. This journey of self-discovery leads us to a deeper understanding of who we are and the world around us. Principle 29. Conscious decision-making. Imagine decision-making as a beacon that lights the way through the maze of life. This is the profound teaching of the Stoics, who valued the importance of making conscious and considered choices as a path to a more meaningful and fulfilled life. Epictetus, with his timeless wisdom, advises us, "First tell yourself what you would like to be, and then do what you have to do." These words resonate powerfully, reminding us that conscious decision-making begins with deep introspection, where we evaluate our values, aspirations, and goals before taking action. Imagine yourself standing at a crossroads where different paths stretch out before you. Every choice you make shapes the course of your life, influencing who you are and who you will become. By taking a conscious approach to decision-making, you become the architect of your own destiny, guided by an inner compass that points you in the direction of your deepest values and aspirations. The psychology of decision-making teaches us how thoughtful and well-thought-out choices can lead to more satisfactory results that are aligned with our life goals. Instead of acting impulsively or basing our decisions on fleeting emotions, we learn to carefully consider the possible consequences of our actions and choose the course of action that best aligns with our values and long-term goals. By practicing conscious decision-making, we cultivate greater self-awareness and authenticity. As we become more aware of our own values and priorities, we become more capable of making decisions that reflect who we really are and what we truly value in life. Additionally, conscious decision-making helps us cultivate healthier, more meaningful relationships. By acting in accordance with our values and principles, we build trust and integrity, strengthening bonds of trust and respect with others. Through conscious decision-making, we not only transform our own lives, but we also contribute positively to the world around us, creating a lasting impact with our choices and actions. Principle 30. Persistence in virtue. Imagine virtue as an inner compass that does not deviate even in life's most intense storms. This is the profound teaching of the Stoics, who saw persistence in virtue not only as the key to an ethical life, but also to an existence full of meaning and purpose. Seneca, with his penetrating wisdom, reminds us, "Virtue is the only good. Virtue needs nothing else." These words echo through the centuries, emphasizing that true wealth lies not in material possessions, but in the integrity and values of character we choose to cultivate. Think of persistence in virtue as a daily commitment to live in harmony with our highest principles. Just as a sailor navigates turbulent seas, facing adverse winds and rough waves, persisting in virtue allows us to maintain our moral direction, even in the face of the adversities that life presents us. Moral psychology reveals to us that living in accordance with our personal values is directly linked to our satisfaction and emotional well-being. When we act in ways consistent with our ethical beliefs, we experience a deep sense of integrity and authenticity, nourishing our self-esteem and giving meaning to our lives. By practicing persistence in virtue, we continually strengthen our character. Just like a muscle that develops with constant exercise, our virtue becomes more resistant to temptation and better able to withstand external pressures that could lead us away from our ethical path. Furthermore, persistence in virtue is fundamental to building authentic and lasting relationships. By acting with integrity and respect in our interactions with others, we earn their trust and respect, strengthening the bonds of trust and connection that are essential to a harmonious and supportive community. Persistence in virtue is not just a philosophical principle. It is a call to live in a way that is whole and aligned with our deepest values, creating a positive impact in both our own lives and those around us. Principle 31. Effective communication. Imagine communication as a solid bridge that unites two distant shores, providing a clear path to mutual understanding. This is the deep understanding of the Stoics, who valued the importance of clear, empathetic communication to strengthen relationships and avoid misunderstandings. Epicurus, with his eloquent simplicity, gave us powerful advice: speak and say what is more beautiful than silence. These words resonate as we remember that communication is essential to expressing our thoughts, feelings, and needs in a way that is genuinely understood by others. Imagine effective communication as a carefully choreographed dance, where every word and gesture is chosen with precision to convey meaning and intent. When we communicate with clarity and empathy, we create a space of trust and openness where we can freely share our ideas and emotions, strengthening the bonds that form the basis of healthy and satisfying relationships. Communication psychology confirms that clarity and empathy are fundamental to the success of human interactions. By being clear in our expressions and sensitive to the experiences of others, we reduce misunderstandings and conflicts, promoting an environment of cooperation and harmony in our daily interactions. Practicing conscious, mindful communication not only improves our interpersonal relationships, but also enriches our own understanding of the world. By listening carefully and respectfully to the concerns and perspectives of others, we demonstrate consideration and openness, building bridges of understanding that are essential for a life of meaning and genuine connection. Principle 32. Detachment from results. Imagine life as a river that flows freely without getting bogged down by obstacles along the way. This is the essence of detachment, a fundamental principle of Stoicism that teaches us to let go of the shackles of results and find serenity in the process. Marcus Aurelius offers us valuable advice. Don't expect the fruits to be greater than the work. These words remind us that true value is in the effort we put in, not the end results. By adopting a mindset of detachment, we release the weight of expectation and embrace the journey with lightness and acceptance. The psychology of detachment shows us how focusing on the process rather than the results can increase our personal satisfaction and reduce anxiety and suffering. When we focus on doing the best we can in each moment, without worrying about the end result, we experience a greater sense of freedom and contentment. Imagine planting a seed in your garden. You water it, care for it lovingly, and watch it grow, but you are not obsessed with the size or quantity of fruit it will produce. Instead, you enjoy the process of caring for the plant and watching its gradual growth over time. This is the essence of detachment, finding joy in the act itself without becoming attached to the results. By practicing detachment, we learn to stop worrying about what we cannot control and find peace in the action itself. We accept that there are many variables beyond our control and that true power lies in how we choose to respond to those circumstances rather than dwelling on them. Detachment does not mean indifference or lack of effort. Rather, it involves fully committing to our actions while maintaining a detached perspective toward the end results. It's like the artist who dedicates himself completely to creating a masterpiece without letting himself be consumed by the anxiety of how it will be received by the public. This approach allows us to navigate life's uncertainties with an inner calm, trusting that we are on the right path, regardless of the immediate results. The practice of detachment frees us from unrealistic expectations that often prevent us from fully enjoying the present. When we allow ourselves to let go of control over the future and focus on the present, we discover new freedom to explore new possibilities and experiences. It's like spreading the sails of a boat to the wind, confidently sailing through the unknown sea of life, without the need to reach a specific port, but rather enjoying every wave and every breeze along the way. Detachment from results is a philosophy of life that invites us to embrace the natural flow of events, accepting what comes without excessive resistance. In doing so, we find not only inner tranquility, but also the ability to truly live each moment with gratitude and serenity. Principle 33. Bodily discipline. Imagine your body as a temple, a sacred place that houses your mind and spirit. This was the view of the Stoics, who valued physical discipline as essential to taking care of this precious home that is our body. Epicurus left us some impactful advice. The body is the prison of the soul. These words remind us that our physical health is closely linked to our mental and emotional health. By practicing physical discipline, through regular exercise and a balanced diet, we are not only taking care of our body, but also nourishing our mind and emotions. Think of physical discipline as an investment in your own future, a daily gift you give yourself. Just as we water a plant so that it grows strong and healthy, taking care of our bodies allows us to flourish fully, enjoying a vibrant and energetic life. The psychology of self-control shows us how maintaining healthy habits can significantly improve our quality of life. By committing to regular exercise and a balanced diet, we not only strengthen our physical body, but also nourish our mind and soul, promoting a sense of well-being. By practicing physical discipline, we develop not only endurance in our bodies, but also in our minds. Overcoming laziness or the temptation of harmful habits strengthens our willpower and empowers us to face challenges with determination and courage. Additionally, taking care of our physical bodies has a profound impact on our mental and emotional health. When we feel good in our bodies, we experience greater confidence and self-esteem, which is reflected in all areas of our lives. Physical discipline is fundamental to a full and healthy life. When we take care of our body, we also take care of our mind and soul, creating a balance essential for a meaningful and satisfying life. Following the teachings of the Stoics and Epicurus, we discover that true freedom comes from the ability to care for ourselves on all levels: physical, mental, and spiritual. Principle 34. Honesty in action. Imagine honesty as a light that guides our decisions, illuminating the path to sincerity and consistency. This is a fundamental value in Stoicism, which teaches us to act in accordance with our principles, even when no one is watching us. Epicurus offers us a profound thought. A man's life is dyed by the color of his imagination. These words remind us that our actions shape who we become, coloring our journey with tones of honesty or lack thereof. Think of honesty in action as the foundation of our character, giving us strength and stability in difficult times. When we act honestly, we are aligned with our deepest values, keeping our moral integrity intact even in the face of temptations or challenges. The psychology of morality shows us how acting in ways consistent with our values promotes greater personal satisfaction and a deeper sense of self-worth. By staying true to our principles, we strengthen our self-image and cultivate a deep respect for ourselves. By practicing honesty in action, we commit to not only living by our values, but also inspiring others by our example. Like a jewel polished by sincerity and consistency, our honesty shines brightly, lighting the way for others to follow us. Furthermore, honesty in action strengthens our relationships and builds mutual trust. When others know they can count on us to be honest and trustworthy, we strengthen the bonds of respect and admiration that are essential for healthy, lasting relationships. Imagine facing a difficult situation where the temptation to lie or act unethically arises. By choosing honesty in action, you not only maintain your own integrity, but you also contribute to an environment where truth and trust prevail. Like a solid rock amidst the waves of uncertainty, your honesty in action becomes a beacon to everyone around you, guiding them in their search for an ethical and worthy path to follow. Practicing honesty in action requires courage and authenticity. It means not only speaking the truth, but also acting in accordance with it in all circumstances, even when doing so is challenging. It is an ongoing commitment to remain true to moral principles, no matter the consequences, as personal integrity and the trust of others are invaluable values that transcend any fleeting benefit dishonesty may offer. Therefore, by adopting honesty in action as a principle in life, you not only strengthen your own character, but you also contribute to a world where ethics and respect are fundamental. Every honest action you take is a step toward a more fair, transparent, and dignified environment, where everyone has the opportunity to thrive with integrity and mutual trust. But there is a catch. If you've been trying for a long time to get out of conformity and ignorance and you can't do it, maybe it's for other reasons that you don't know what's causing this. But I know what it is. It's anxiety. Anxiety comes like a silent snake and poisons you without you feeling it. This leaves you infected for days, months, and even years. And if you have that, it would be like living sick. However, there is an antidote from the Stoics, which together with modern psychology can free you from all this, just as it freed me. I made a video showing how you can get rid of this poison in your life. It's in the first comment. Click on the link in the first comment and cure yourself of this poison of anxiety. Principle 35. Appreciating the present moment. Imagine life as a puzzle, where each little piece contributes to the beauty of the whole. This is the vision of the Stoics, who teach us to value being fully present in each activity of our daily lives as a way of finding meaning and connection with the present moment. Epictetus offers us simple but profound advice. When you wash your hands, when you eat your meals, when you lie down to sleep, be mindful of these actions. These words remind us that every moment in life is an opportunity to be fully present, immersing ourselves in the experience without distractions or worries. Think of appreciating the present moment as a remedy for the stress and anxiety of the modern world. When we give ourselves fully to everyday tasks, without allowing ourselves to be distracted by thoughts about the past or future, we find a sense of peace and contentment that permeates all areas of our lives. The psychology of mindfulness shows us how being present in each moment can reduce stress and improve our emotional and mental well-being. By practicing mindfulness in our daily routines, we develop a greater ability to deal with life's challenges calmly and clearly. Imagine savoring each bite of your food, feeling the texture and flavor of the food on your tongue, or feel the warm water on your hands as you wash the dishes, focusing completely on the task at hand. These simple moments, when lived with full awareness, become sources of great pleasure and contentment. Furthermore, appreciating the present moment helps us find beauty and meaning in the little things in life. By connecting with each moment with curiosity and gratitude, we discover a new appreciation for the simplicity and wonder of the world around us. Principle 36. Organization of time. Imagine time as a river that constantly flows, carrying with it precious moments and opportunities. This is the perception of the Stoics, who understood the fundamental importance of managing time for a productive and meaningful life. Marcus Aurelius offers us a powerful reminder. Life is wasted by forgetting. These words encourage us to value each moment and to use our time consciously and deliberately, preventing it from slipping through our fingers without leaving a significant mark. Think of time management as the art of being the master of your own destiny. When we organize and plan our activities, we are taking control of our time, shaping our future, and creating space for what really matters in our lives. The psychology of time teaches us how organization and planning can increase our efficiency and reduce stress. By establishing clear priorities and setting achievable goals, we can maximize our time and energy, achieving a healthy balance between work, play, and self-care. Imagine yourself sailing through the waters of time with a clear map and a reliable compass to guide you. By managing your time skillfully and intelligently, you can avoid the pitfalls of waste and procrastination, making the most of every precious moment life has to offer. Furthermore, organizing our time allows us to effectively use our most valuable resource, time, to achieve our goals and live a more satisfying life. By investing our time in activities that are truly meaningful and fulfilling, we find a sense of purpose and fulfillment that permeates all areas of our lives. Principle 37. Generosity and kindness. Imagine generosity and kindness as rays of sunlight that illuminate the hearts of those around us, warming and nourishing the soul. These are precious values in Stoicism, which remind us of the importance of extending a helping hand to others and sharing our kindness with the world. Seneca gives us a powerful metaphor. Life is like a play. It's not about how long it lasts, but how good it is. These words inspire us to live with generosity and kindness, creating meaningful moments that leave a lasting impact, no matter how long our lives are. Think of generosity and kindness as a gift we give not only to others, but also to ourselves. When we reach out to help those in need, we experience a deep sense of gratification and connection to humanity, nourishing our own soul in the process. Positive psychology shows us how acts of generosity can increase our own happiness and well-being. By doing good for others, we activate areas in our brain associated with reward and pleasure, creating a virtuous cycle of positivity and gratitude. Imagine yourself performing small acts of kindness every day, like smiling at a stranger on the street or helping a co-worker with a difficult task. These small acts of generosity not only brighten the days of those around us, but they also enrich our own lives, filling them with a deeper sense of purpose and meaning. Additionally, practicing generosity and kindness makes us feel more connected to humanity as a whole. When we recognize our interdependence on each other and act with compassion and empathy, we strengthen the bonds that unite us as a global community. Imagine yourself on an ordinary day where you decide to extend a helping hand to help someone in need. Maybe it's helping an elderly person cross the street, volunteering some of your time at a local charity, or simply listening carefully to someone who needs to vent. These gestures of generosity don't require huge resources or extraordinary efforts, but they have an immeasurable impact on the lives of those around you. By practicing generosity, we not only make someone's day better, but we also strengthen our own emotional resilience and sense of purpose. Every act of kindness contributes to a world where empathy and mutual support are core values. Imagine a world where each individual commits to making a difference, one gesture at a time. This is the transformative power of generosity and kindness, which can warm not only the recipient's heart, but our own as well. Principle 38. Humility and success. Imagine humility as a compass that guides us even at the highest points of the mountain of success. This is an important value in Stoicism, which reminds us of the importance of remaining humble, even when we achieve great things. Epicurus offers us profound wisdom. Do not worry about the things you cannot control, but about how you handle the things you can control. These words encourage us to focus on our own behavior and attitude rather than being distracted by external circumstances over which we have no control. Think of humility as armor that protects us from arrogance and complacency. When we recognize our own limitations and imperfections, we maintain an attitude of continuous learning and growth, even when we achieve success. The psychology of success shows us how humility can be a powerful ally on our journey to the top. By remaining humble in the face of achievements and recognition, we cultivate a growth mindset, constantly seeking to improve ourselves and learn from each experience. Imagine yourself celebrating a great achievement, but keeping your feet firmly planted on the ground, remembering all the people and circumstances that contributed to your success. This is the essence of humility in success, recognizing that we are part of something bigger than ourselves and expressing gratitude for all the blessings we have received along the way. Additionally, practicing humility helps us maintain a healthy sense of perspective and balance. When we remember that success is fleeting and that circumstances can change at any time, we avoid falling into the trap of arrogance and self-sufficiency. Principle 39. Understand impermanence. Imagine life as a fluid dance, where each movement is unique and fleeting, but carries with it incomparable beauty. This is the view of the Stoics, who teach us to embrace the impermanence of life as an essential truth for finding peace and meaning. Marcus Aurelius offers us a profound reflection. Everything you have is today. What was yesterday belongs to someone else tomorrow. These words remind us of the transience of everything around us and the importance of valuing every moment we have right now. Think of understanding impermanence as an awakening to the fundamental truth of existence. When we accept that nothing in this world is permanent, we can live with gratitude for the present and let go of unnecessary worries about the past or the future. The psychology of wisdom shows us how accepting impermanence can lead to a greater appreciation of each moment. By recognizing the ephemerality of life, we learn to savor each experience with a new sense of urgency and wonder, making the most of every opportunity that comes our way. Imagine yourself contemplating a sunset, knowing that each ray of light is unique and unrepeatable, but still radiating unparalleled beauty. That's the magic of impermanence, teaching us to value each moment as a precious gift, to be fully enjoyed before it dissipates over the horizon. Furthermore, practicing an understanding of impermanence allows us to face life with serenity, even in the face of inevitable challenges and changes. When we accept that everything is in constant flux, we cultivate an open and flexible mind, capable of adapting to circumstances with calm and resilience. Understanding impermanence is a key to living a full and meaningful life. As we embrace this fundamental truth, we find a new appreciation for the ephemeral beauty of the world around us and learn to live with gratitude and serenity in all moments. Following the teachings of the Stoics and Marcus Aurelius, we discover that true wisdom lies in accepting the changing nature of life and finding peace in the constant flow of the universe. Principle 40. Virtue is the greatest wealth. Imagine virtue as a hidden treasure within each of us, waiting to be discovered and shared with the world. This is the heart of Stoicism, which teaches us that true wealth lies not in gold or silver, but in the moral qualities we cultivate in our hearts. Seneca presents us with a powerful reflection. True wealth is not wanting more. These words invite us to rethink our definition of success and recognize that the incessant search for material goods often leaves us empty and unsatisfied. Think of virtue as a beacon that guides our actions and decisions, even in life's most turbulent storms. When we prioritize integrity, generosity, and compassion in our lives, we discover a source of satisfaction and contentment that transcends material possessions. The psychology of happiness shows us how living in accordance with our values promotes greater satisfaction in life. By cultivating virtues like gratitude, resilience, and empathy, we find a constant source of joy and meaning, regardless of external circumstances. Imagine yourself walking through a lush green field, knowing that true wealth lies not in the things you own, but in the good deeds you perform and the connections you form with others. This is the essence of virtue as the greatest wealth, a wealth that cannot be measured in coins or jewels, but rather in love, compassion, and wisdom. Furthermore, practicing virtue as the highest value frees us from the obsessive pursuit of material goods and allows us to find true prosperity in our ethical actions. When we prioritize virtue over material wealth, we experience a sense of fulfillment and contentment that transcends earthly concerns. Imagine what it would be like to live in a world where virtue is the most valued currency. Every act of kindness, every moment of integrity, every decision based on compassion and justice contributes to a collective sense of harmony and well-being. It is not just about accumulating fleeting wealth, but about enriching our lives and the lives of others with lasting virtues. When we practice virtue as the greatest wealth, we inspire those around us to do the same. Our actions become a legacy of values that transcend generations, shaping a future where true success is measured by the depth of our virtues and the positive impact we leave on the world. Principle 41. The value of simplicity in life. Imagine simplicity as a gentle breeze that calms the agitation of the mind and brings serenity to the heart. This is the teaching of the Stoics, who show us how uncomplicating our lives can make room for lasting inner peace. Epictetus gifts us with profound wisdom. Happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle. Some things are within our control and others are not. These words invite us to reflect on what really matters in our lives and to direct our energy towards what we can control. Think of simplicity as a journey home, where we leave behind the weight of excess and embrace the lightness of the essential. By simplifying our routines, relationships, and possessions, we discover a freedom that goes beyond material limitations and connects us to the core of our existence. The psychology of simplicity shows us how simplifying our lives can reduce stress and increase happiness. By eliminating the superfluous and focusing on what is truly important, we find a sense of calm and contentment that cannot be achieved through the relentless pursuit of more. Imagine yourself walking along a peaceful forest trail, leaving the distractions of the modern world behind and finding peace in the simplicity of nature. This is the essence of simplicity in life, a journey of rediscovery that takes us back to the basics and teaches us to value the present moment. Furthermore, practicing simplicity helps us focus on the essentials and enjoy a less complicated life. When we learn to live with less, we discover that true abundance lies not in the things we possess, but in the quality of our relationships, the depth of our experiences, and the peace of our own mind. Imagine what it would be like to live in a world where simplicity is valued as much as sophistication. Every deliberate choice to simplify our lives, from our daily tasks to our long-term goals, reflects a commitment to well-being and mental clarity. By reducing information overload, unnecessary commitments, and accumulated belongings, we make space for a renewed sense of purpose and tranquility. By adopting simplicity as a guiding principle, we not only embrace a less tumultuous life, but we also become more aware of our true priorities. We value time dedicated to family and friends. We appreciate the beauty of simple moments, and we become more present in our own lives. This approach allows us to navigate the complexities of existence with greater lightness and discernment, finding gratitude in the little things and inspiration in the purity of the present moment. Principle 42. The importance of personal authenticity. Imagine authenticity as sunlight that illuminates the path of our inner journey, revealing who we truly are and what we value. This is one of the pillars of Stoicism, which invites us to embrace our true essence and live in harmony with our deepest values. Marcus Aurelius offers inspiring guidance. Love the life you live. Trust the journey you've been on. These words remind us of the importance of accepting and embracing our personal story, with all its imperfections and triumphs, as an integral part of what makes us unique. Think of authenticity as a key that opens the door to a more meaningful and fulfilling life. When we allow ourselves to be genuine and truthful in our interactions, relationships, and choices, we find a sense of wholeness that cannot be achieved through masks or falsehoods. The psychology of authenticity emphasizes how being true to ourselves is related to greater life satisfaction. When we honor our true feelings, thoughts, and desires, we experience a sense of internal congruence that strengthens us and empowers us to live more aligned with our purposes. Imagine yourself walking down a moonlit path, where each step is an authentic expression of who you are and what you value. This is the essence of personal authenticity, a journey of self-discovery and acceptance that moves us toward fulfillment and wholeness. Furthermore, practicing authenticity allows us to live in accordance with our values and beliefs, creating a sense of congruence between our actions and our deepest selves. When we allow ourselves to be authentic, we make space for a more authentic and fulfilling life, where each moment is lived with integrity and purpose. Principle 43. Tolerance of ambiguity. Imagine life as a winding river, full of twists and turns, where we can't always see beyond the next bend. This is the reality of ambiguity, an inevitable part of the human journey. The Stoics teach us that learning to tolerate this ambiguity is essential to navigating the turbulent waters of life with serenity and wisdom. Seneca offers us some wise advice. A wise man can receive nothing unless he is prepared to receive it. These words remind us of the importance of cultivating an open and flexible mind, capable of embracing uncertainty with calm and acceptance. Think of tolerance for ambiguity as a compass that guides us through the fog of uncertainty, keeping us on course even when the winds of change blow hard. When we learn to embrace ambiguity as a natural part of life, we find a sense of inner peace that transcends external circumstances. The psychology of resilience highlights how being flexible in uncertain situations can increase our adaptability. By allowing ourselves to become comfortable with ambiguity, we develop an essential skill for dealing with life's challenges and adapting to changing circumstances. Imagine yourself sailing through a stormy sea, confident in your ability to brave the tumultuous waves and navigate deftly to the calm beyond the horizon. This is the essence of tolerance to ambiguity, a journey of self-confidence and courage that allows us to face the unknown with serenity and determination. Furthermore, practicing tolerance to ambiguity helps us face challenges calmly and develop our adaptability. When we learn to embrace uncertainty as an inevitable part of life, we discover a new freedom that allows us to live with more flexibility and resilience. Principle 44. Purpose and passion in life. Imagine purpose as an inner compass that guides us toward a meaningful destination, and passion as the fuel that drives us to follow that path with determination and enthusiasm. These are the foundations upon which the Stoics built their lives, seeking to find meaning in each step of the journey. Epictetus invites us to reflect on our deepest desires. First, tell yourself what you would like to be, and then do what you have to do. These words remind us of the importance of defining our goals and aspirations clearly before throwing ourselves passionately into the pursuit of them. Think of purpose as a guiding star that lights our path, reminding us why we are here and where we are going. When we find meaningful purpose in our lives, we discover a source of inspiration that drives us to overcome obstacles and persevere in the face of challenges. The psychology of personal achievement emphasizes how having a sense of purpose can increase life satisfaction. When we align our actions with our deepest values and aspirations, we find a sense of fulfillment that goes beyond material achievements or external recognition. Imagine yourself in a vast, open field, with the sun beaming above you and a feeling of fullness and contentment filling your heart. This is the essence of living with purpose and passion, an experience of being fully immersed in the present moment while moving towards your goals with enthusiasm and determination. Additionally, practicing finding a meaningful purpose and living with passion connects us to what really matters in our lives, allowing us to live more authentically and fulfillingly. When we follow our hearts and pursue our dreams fervently, we discover a source of joy and fulfillment that permeates every aspect of our existence. Imagine what it would be like to live in a world where each person is guided by a purpose that resonates with their inner truth. Every action taken would be driven by a clear sense of direction and meaning, contributing to an environment of fulfillment and harmony. By embracing purpose as a beacon that illuminates our lives, we find renewed motivation to face challenges and celebrate achievements, not just as individuals but as part of a united community seeking a future richer in meaning. By cultivating passion in our personal and professional journeys, we transform our daily work into an expression of our deepest values and aspirations. Each step taken towards our purpose becomes an act of authenticity and integrity, inspiring others to follow their own paths with courage and determination. Thus, purpose not only guides us, but also unites us in a collective effort to build a world where the pursuit of personal fulfillment is valued as much as material success. Principle 45. Personal responsibility. Imagine personal responsibility as an anchor that holds us steady through the storms of life, grounding us in the truth that we are the architects of our own destiny. This is the heart of Stoicism, accepting responsibility for our choices and actions, regardless of external circumstances. Marcus Aurelius wisely reminds us, "If it is bearable, then bear it. Stop complaining." These words echo the importance of accepting adversity with courage and resignation. Instead of getting lost in complaints and self-pity, it's as if he told us to take the helm of our own lives, sailing with determination through the choppy waters of destiny. Think of personal responsibility as a protective shield that allows us to face life's challenges head-on without looking away or looking for excuses. When we take responsibility for our actions, we empower ourselves to shape our own destiny and create the kind of life we want to live. The psychology of responsibility emphasizes how taking responsibility for our actions promotes not only personal growth, but also emotional maturity. By recognizing that we are the only ones responsible for our choices, we release our inner power and become the true masters of our destiny. Imagine yourself as a fearless captain, steering your ship with skill and determination through the turbulent waters of the ocean of life. This is the essence of personal responsibility, the ability to face challenges with bravery and confidence, knowing that we are solely responsible for the course we choose to pursue. Furthermore, practicing personal responsibility empowers us to take control of our lives and make informed decisions based on our deepest values and goals. When we embrace personal responsibility, we become the architects of our own destiny, shaping our future with every choice we make. Imagine what it would be like to live in a world where each individual fully accepts responsibility for their actions and decisions. This would mean an environment where people not only seek success and personal fulfillment, but also face challenges with resilience and integrity without blaming external circumstances or other people. By cultivating personal responsibility, we transform not only our lives, but also the impact we have on the world around us, promoting a cycle of self-determination and continuous growth. Taking personal responsibility is not just a matter of accepting the consequences of our choices, but also of strengthening our sense of autonomy and ability to positively influence our reality. Instead of feeling like victims of circumstances, we become protagonists of our story, capable of learning from our mistakes, growing from our experiences, and inspiring others with our determination. Principle 46. The power of positive communication. Imagine positive communication as a gentle breeze that warms hearts and nurtures relationships, creating an environment of warmth and mutual understanding. This is the value the Stoics placed on how we communicate with each other, as a powerful tool for cultivating meaningful bonds and promoting harmony in our lives. Epictetus regales us with his simple wisdom: if you want to be loved, love. These words remind us that positive communication is not just about expressing affection and gratitude, but also about cultivating an attitude of love and compassion in all of our interactions. It is as if he invited us to sow seeds of goodness and gentleness, thus reaping the fruit of love and acceptance in our relationships. Think of positive communication as a magical link that binds souls together, allowing us to share our thoughts, feelings, and aspirations in a way that strengthens and enriches our relationships. When we communicate positively, we are building bridges of understanding and empathy that connect us to each other on a deeper level. The psychology of interpersonal communication highlights how positive communication strengthens bonds between people, creating an environment of trust and mutual respect. When we choose our words carefully and express our thoughts in a way that is uplifting and encouraging, we are nurturing relationships and building a solid foundation for growth and connection. Imagine yourself in a lush garden where flowers bloom in vibrant colors and birds sing soothing melodies all around you. This is the picture of positive communication, an environment where every word is a note in a symphony of love and understanding, creating an atmosphere of harmony and joy in our lives. Furthermore, practicing positive communication allows us to build healthier and more satisfying relationships, enabling us to resolve conflicts constructively and celebrate the joys of life together. When we communicate with love and compassion, we are creating a world where every word is an expression of our care and appreciation for others. Principle 47. Respectful acceptance of differences. Imagine diversity as a kaleidoscope of colors and shapes, where each individual is a unique and precious piece of this mosaic of life. The Stoics remind us of the importance of embracing and respecting the differences between people, recognizing that it is this diversity that makes the world so vibrant and interesting. Epictetus gives us his simple wisdom. First, tell yourself what you would like to be and then do what you have to do. These words invite us to look within ourselves and recognize our own humanity before judging others. It's as if he reminds us that by accepting and respecting differences, we are also accepting ourselves and opening ourselves up to a world of infinite possibilities. Think of respectful acceptance of differences as a graceful dance, where each step is an expression of understanding and empathy for others. When we allow ourselves to see beyond appearances and connect with each person's true self, we are building bridges of understanding and cooperation that bring us closer to each other. Diversity psychology emphasizes how tolerance and respect for differences promote not only peaceful coexistence, but also the creation of more inclusive and empathetic communities. When we celebrate diversity and recognize the intrinsic value of each individual, we are building a world where everyone has a place of belonging and respect. Imagine yourself in a lush garden where flowers of all colors and shapes bloom in perfect harmony, creating a spectacle of beauty and diversity. This is the vision of respectful acceptance of differences, a world where each person is valued and respected for who they are, regardless of their characteristics or origins. Furthermore, the practice of accepting differences enables us to build more inclusive societies and relate to others in a more harmonious way, creating an environment where everyone feels welcome and valued. When we embrace diversity, we are opening our hearts to a world of infinite possibilities, where true beauty lies in the variety and richness of experiences that each person brings with them. Imagine what it would be like to live in a world where each individual fully accepts responsibility for their actions and decisions. This would mean an environment where people not only seek success and personal fulfillment, but also face challenges with resilience and integrity without blaming external circumstances or other people. By cultivating personal responsibility, we transform not only our lives, but also the impact we have on the world around us, promoting a cycle of self-determination and continuous growth. Taking personal responsibility is not just a matter of accepting the consequences of our choices, but also of strengthening our sense of autonomy and ability to positively influence our reality. Instead of feeling like victims of circumstances, we become protagonists of our story, capable of learning from our mistakes, growing from our experiences, and inspiring others with our determination. Kinder and more supportive world for everyone. ChatGPT. Principle 48. The power of gratitude. Imagine gratitude as a ray of sunshine that illuminates the darkest corners of our hearts, bringing warmth and serenity. In the teachings of the Stoics, gratitude is like an anchor that connects us to the present, reminding us of the beauty and preciousness of life. Marcus Aurelius invites us to reflect on this valuable gift that is life, just like the sun that rises every morning, offering us a new opportunity to experience, learn, and grow. It's as if he whispers in our ear, reminding us to welcome each day with a heart full of gratitude for the simple fact that we are alive. Positive psychology echoes this message, highlighting how practicing gratitude can transform our lives, filling them with a deep sense of contentment and appreciation. As we cultivate gratitude, we begin to notice the blessings that surround us, from the warmth of the sun on our face to the kind smile of a friend, and we discover that true happiness lies in the little things in life. Imagine yourself in a lush garden, where every flower is a reason for gratitude. Every breeze is a caress of nature, and every ray of sunlight is a reminder of the miracle of life. It is in this state of deep gratitude that we find a joy that transcends external circumstances and permeates our existence with a sense of fulfillment and inner peace. Furthermore, the practice of gratitude invites us to open our hearts to love and generosity, transforming not only our own lives, but also the lives of those around us. When we cultivate gratitude, we are planting seeds of kindness and compassion that blossom and spread, creating a kinder, more supportive world for everyone. Gratitude is like a thread of light that cuts through the dark clouds of difficult days, illuminating our path with a renewed perspective. It teaches us to recognize and value not only great achievements and moments of intense joy, but also the small, everyday victories and lessons learned in adversity. It's a constant reminder that there is always something to be grateful for, even in the most challenging situations. When we practice gratitude, we not only change our perception of life, but we also strengthen our emotional resilience and overall well-being. Studies show that people who cultivate a gratitude mindset tend to experience lower levels of stress, greater ability to deal with crises, and an increase in mental and emotional health. This is because gratitude helps us focus on what really matters, reducing anxiety about the future and promoting a sense of inner peace in the present. Imagine how transformative it would be to live in a world where gratitude is an everyday practice, where people genuinely recognize and appreciate each other's contributions. This would not only strengthen social and community ties, but also foster an environment of mutual support and collaboration. By valuing the people and experiences that enrich our lives, we build more authentic and meaningful relationships, becoming agents of positivity in our personal circles and beyond. Therefore, cultivating gratitude is not just an individual practice, but an act of generosity that reverberates positively throughout society. When we connect with gratitude, we make room for more understanding, empathy, and harmony in our lives, creating a virtuous cycle of well-being and personal growth that spreads like a wave of kindness wherever we go. Principle 49. Patience in the pursuit of knowledge. Imagine patience as a wise teacher who walks beside us, gently guiding us through the labyrinths of knowledge. In the teachings of the Stoics, patience is like a precious tool that allows us to delve into the depths of understanding without haste, but with determination. Seneca, with his timeless wisdom, reminds us that it is not the lack of time that prevents us from achieving knowledge, but rather the waste of this valuable time. It's as if he invites us to look inside ourselves and recognize the unlimited potential we have to learn and grow. The psychology of learning echoes this message, highlighting how patience and perseverance are the keys to unlocking the doors of knowledge. By taking a patient approach to our quest for knowledge, we are able to explore each concept and idea calmly and deeply, allowing understanding to gradually blossom. Imagine yourself on an exciting journey through a vast ocean of knowledge, where each new discovery is like a shining pearl that adds sparkle to your journey. Patience is the gentle wind that fills the sails of your boat, allowing you to sail with confidence and serenity, even in the face of the storms of the unknown. Furthermore, practicing patience in the pursuit of knowledge invites us to embrace the challenges and obstacles we encounter along the way. Instead of feeling discouraged in the face of difficulties, we learn to see them as opportunities for growth and learning, strengthening our resilience and determination. Patience is not just a virtue, but a superpower that enables us to master complex areas of knowledge and delve deeply into new areas of interest. It is the ability to wait for the right moment to fully understand, absorbing every detail with curiosity and introspection. On this journey of self-knowledge and discovery, patience not only guides us but also transforms us, molding us into more reflective and understanding thinkers of the world around us. Principle 50. Recognition of interdependence. Imagine yourself as a vital piece in a large puzzle, where each piece, no matter how small, plays a crucial role in the final picture. This is the fundamental concept that Stoicism teaches us, the interdependence of all human beings. Epictetus, with his timeless wisdom, reminds us that true happiness lies in directing our energy toward that which is within our control, letting go of concerns that are beyond our influence. It's as if he invites us to look around us and recognize the invisible web of connections that unites us all. Community psychology echoes this message, highlighting how recognizing this interdependence can strengthen our relationships and our own well-being. By understanding that our actions have the power to impact not only ourselves, but also those around us, we are inspired to live more consciously and ethically. Imagine yourself as a thread tangled in a web woven by millions of human hands, where your every movement reverberates through the fibers and affects every other thread around you. This is the power of recognizing interdependence. By understanding that we are all part of an interconnected community, we are motivated to act with compassion, empathy, and responsibility towards others. Furthermore, the practice of recognizing interdependence invites us to celebrate the diversity and richness that each individual brings to the world. Instead of isolating ourselves in our own concerns and interests, we learn to value each person's unique contributions and work together for the common good. These Stoic principles are like treasures of wisdom that can profoundly change the way we see and live life. When we apply these teachings in our daily lives, we are paving the path to a life full of meaning, balance, and happiness. Stoic philosophy, combined with modern psychology, teaches us valuable lessons about wisdom and self-knowledge. In history, where great thinkers shaped their ideas and philosophers explored knowledge, we find Stoicism, a timeless jewel that shines like a beacon in the storms of life, guiding us with grace and serenity. Imagine yourself sailing through turbulent waters, illuminated by the soft light of a distant lighthouse that indicates the safe path. This is Stoic wisdom, a sure guidance amid the challenges and uncertainties we all face. This ancient philosophy offers a clear and practical vision for dealing with the vicissitudes of existence. By integrating principles such as acceptance, virtue, patience, and gratitude into our daily lives, we build a solid foundation for a more meaningful and fulfilling life. Like a trustworthy compass, Stoicism helps us navigate the complexities of modern life, constantly reminding us to focus on what is within our control and to calmly accept what we cannot change. By uniting the insights of Stoicism with the findings of contemporary psychology, we discover powerful tools for cultivating a calm and resilient mind. We learn to value the present, to grow from challenges, and to develop a deeper understanding of ourselves and others. Thus, this combination of ancient wisdom and modern science empowers us to not only survive, but thrive amidst the complexities of modern life, forging a personal path of serenity, purpose, and authenticity. From Seneca to Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius, the Stoics left us a legacy of wisdom that spans centuries and borders. They teach us that true wealth lies in virtue, that we can transform suffering into strength, and that a fulfilling life comes from recognizing what we can and cannot control. As we explore the 50 Stoic principles together, we discover lessons about self-discipline, gratitude, empathy, resilience, and humility. We delve deep into the human experience and emerge with a clearer understanding of how to live wisely and virtuously. May these principles be a compass to guide you through the ups and downs of life, illuminating your path with wisdom that transcends time.